Have you ever wanted to quickly show something on a Zoom call without having to share your whole screen or muck about so long that the moment has passed and it's not really worth it anymore and it's just not going to be funny now because that took too long? But that's the sort of thing I'm going to show you how to do really easily today. So let's go. Hello, this is Squares TV App Lab number 51, where I show you how to tie together your Mac, iPhone and iPad and all the other apps that I've been making and talking about via Squares TV. We've got a private Zoom and we've got a public YouTube stream, and if you have questions, put them in chat or put up your hand in Zoom. I've got the window off to the side, so it may take me a minute to notice. I am very distracted because I am halfway through some audio changes and I'm hearing everything I say in my ear, so I may have to take this out, but at least I know whether it's crackling the sound, so that's good. First, let's see if there's anyone here. First, I'm going to give you some updates, and then I'm going to tell you about the dashboard. So, yeah. What have I been doing this week? Well, I'm going to take this out. This is doing my head in. I hope this is... oh, are we actually getting audio on... Yeah, we're getting audio on there. Okay, so... oh, God, that's nice. I spent last Thursday and Friday full-time, all day, just trying to figure out the last problems with the audio... The audio problems, and I found four distinct problems. One was like the crackling, where it sort of like crackles through, crackling, right? The second was like one side, like mono, like that was this was the second thing that I was dealing with. The third thing that I was dealing with was like video player crashes. So like any video players in the app would just like not work, so the delay calculator didn't work. And then the other thing was sorry, I've got some little post-it notes I'm trying to remind myself. And the other thing was, if you had like, there was like 44 4.1 versus 48k, right? That was, you know, sample rate. So sample rate. So I had all these issues with the audio, and so you just get these crackles, and I was really struggling with it, and I spent a lot of time doing instrumentation and like trying to understand, picture my signal chain and everything that's going on. And then I sort of ended up on Friday kind of going, yeah, I don't know if this is going to work. So, you know, and I was saying, like, I just think I've got some bad infrastructure here, and I need to really look at it properly. And Sharon said, like, you know, it's like if you're baking a cake and you put salt in it, like there's no amount of mucking about with it that you're going to be able to fix it. So I spent the whole weekend, and then I was thinking about it, and I remembered 10 years ago I made the Infinite Music Machine, which still exists. There's a video about it anyway. And I used this framework called the Amazing Audio Engine, which worked really well. And it's another solo developer with an open source project with a couple of apps on the App Store. I really liked his approach, but then he sort of like, over the years, as Apple's framework started to work a bit more like that framework, he started to sort of like support it less. And then basically now Apple frameworks have taken over. There's this thing called AV Audio Engine, which is inspired by the Amazing Audio Engine, I should have thought. But the problem is that system was developed for iOS. So I like using it on iOS, but like when it comes to the Mac, a lot of the sort of multiple outputs, like certain things about the Mac environment, it doesn't work very well on. And I was having to do a lot of jiggery pokery to get the signal chains to go the way I wanted. And it worked in a lot of different ways. Like you've got the way video playback worked was different to the way music playback worked, which was different to the way audio inputs work. And then, you know, the audio engine guy, he said, now you should be using Audio Kit. But I looked into Audio Kit, I dug into the source code, and under the hood, it's just using the AV audio engine, Apple's framework, and so it suffers from the same problems. So I thought, like, oh, what if I go back to this old one, even though it's not so supported? It worked really well. And then so I started watching that, and I saw that he'd, in the meantime, come up with a new version. And obviously, he'd been talking to a lot of different audio people, and he'd come up with this new paradigm of how to do it. So the way you usually do it is you say, okay, I've got an input, and I'm going to plug that into a delay module, and I'm going to plug that into like a mixer, and then I'm going to have another oscillator, and that's going to come in here, and that's going to come in here, right? And then that's going to go to the output. Um, this sort of graph way of thinking about it. But he said, well, this new way we're doing it, we're just taking buffers and we're like popping a buffer off the top. We're doing something to it. We're putting it back on. We're taking it off, which is actually, and sort of conceiving it as like a series of operations on a stack of buffers rather than this sort of like music industry metaphor where I'm wiring this into that, wiring this into that. Under the hood, you're actually just copying buffers and modifying buffers. So why introduce all this intermediate stuff? Um, and so I was quite intrigued by that, and I have a lot of faith in this guy to have come up with a good system. So what it means is I spent the whole weekend watching. It's not very documented, this thing, but like it's open source, so I can just look at the source code, which is the problem when I'm going into the Apple stuff. I try and go into the Apple stuff, you just hit a wall once you hit their libraries because you don't know what's going on. Whereas Amazing Audio Engine stuff, I can actually like dig in through all the C code and like see exactly what's going on. So it just means I hit a bit less of a brick wall, and there's a lot less kind of doing workarounds. So, but it was a new way of thinking. But luckily, it meant that I was doing a lot of reading about like best practices for audio, and how to just make sure that you're doing, not doing anything you shouldn't be doing. And I have a feeling I was probably doing quite a lot of things I shouldn't be doing because I was trying to like lean on the systems, but I was using Swift instead of C. But yeah, anyway. Long and short of it is I spent Monday and Tuesday, like Tuesday I got up at 5:30 and worked till like 6, so in the evening, just at my desk the whole time, basically ripping out the guts of the old audio system and making sure that I could do all the things that the old one does. But this time making sure I don't do any Objective-C calls, making sure I don't, which take locks, don't take locks, like don't do, and there's a couple of other things that once I sort of saw that, I was like, that sort of looks like some of these completely impossible to debug things I was seeing. Like I was obviously something in the audio pipeline is like deadlocking with the main thread, and then something's crashing and something's going weird. So now I spent the last couple of days and I got it to a state, and you're hearing the new audio system now, and it's much less code, and the audio pipeline is all C code now, basically. So like C++ kind of thing. Like I'm not going into Swift, I'm not going into Objective-C. Like all of the rendering stuff is now is now like right in C. And it's what is exciting about that. One is, okay, so we're not going to get any sample rate conversion problems because that's all handled by the framework. And you're seeing so I'm monitoring through these. So I have these little like wireless headphones, but they can only be 44.1 kilohertz. My chain sort of assumed 48,000. So when I tried to use these, it just like made it a crackle fest. And I was trying to figure out what was going on there, but it was giving me a headache. But now that just works. Like the normal stuff just works now the way it should. And I've still got some questions to answer, but what I'm doing now, instead of like literally before I was going, okay, in the video framework, I'm going to connect to the microphone, and then I'm going to take the buffers that come off there, and then to get them into into the player engine, I have to make this sample player thing, which is plugged into a delay module, which is plugged into a mixer. But I'm like copying those samples from the output of basically the video subsystem into a player in the audio subsystem, in order for this to handle it. But now I'm able to just say, take this hardware input and plug it down, just give me the buffers and that will go straight into here. And like, it's a couple of lines of code to do that instead of a whole rigmarole to sort of like work around the shortcomings of each different system. That's a pretty technical explanation, but the long and short of it is I now have really good visibility over the audio engine. I was like trying to remember how many things were plugging into this because it was all over the place. I have all the most important stuff in C, and the most exciting thing is the performance of the app has gone from like sort of averaging. It had started averaging around like 60% CPU on my machine. I was like, what is happening? And we're down to like 20% like idling. I mean, it's sort of a bit higher now. There may be reasons, but I saw it processing the audio if the camera wasn't running like 8%, fully processing the audio pipeline. So I think I think this is going to solve major performance issues. It's going to make the audio, and at least like even if there are glitches, like you saw maybe when I did the title sequence just now, it was clipping, but now I know exactly where that is, and I should be able to get proper debugging information because it's not all going to be tangled up with the audio systems. But anyway, the point is, I have a path to pristine audio, and I'm really excited about it. So that's what I've been doing, and it does mean that I have been hardcoring the code, avoiding my inbox a bit, avoiding my responsibilities. Today, this session, I kind of like I've thrown it together. Again, due to the power of CueCam Presenter, it's not too hard to sort of plan my little show like this, but still, I am deep in code brain. Cyprian does say something about crackling, so that's gonna upset me. I know there's some crackling in places. But yeah, Jeff asks any plans to support audio plugins. I I would really love to be able to do that, and there's nothing to say I couldn't. And one of the good things about having more control over the audio system is now like it's all in one place, and it's going to feel a lot more manageable and a lot less chaotic. I don't know how to do the user interface stuff with the third-party audio unit stuff, but I would love to get some audio plugins in there at some point. It's not going to be for a while, but I can definitely see myself wanting that. I think we could have a lot of fun with audio unit plugins support in there. I'm not going to do VSTs, no, but like, yeah, audio units for sure. It shouldn't be too hard because everything's audio units under the hood anyway. So yeah, do let me know. By the way, you said crackling. I feel like in normal operation we shouldn't have too many crackling problems or anything like that because we've just got a really direct pipeline. But I'm guessing if there are ever any issues today, if there are issues today, it's going to be when a video starts. But other than that, I'm hoping it's not. So do give me do sort of let me know if you see any audio things, so just so I can sort of like hopefully start marrying those up, because I saw last week those comments like, oh, it's crackling, and I'm like, I mean, maybe it would have thrown me off too much if you told me in the moment, but it would have been good to sort of hear like, okay, it's happening now, because then I can go, oh well, I just did one of those, I know that's got a bit of CPU. When I took out the earbuds, oh, that's interesting, so it was like changing the signal path or something. So maybe I've got an issue when I disconnect. Oh, I can't hear myself anymore. Oh no, it's because I just pressed the Siri button. Siri, go away. Siri. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so I guess when I took out the earbuds, it messed with the signal path a little bit. Anyway, shall we talk about the dashboard? As promised. Now, we are going to go over to the Mac and talk about the dashboard. And I'm going to give you a quick tour. Are you ready? So, here is CueCam Presenter. And the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to take my earbud out again because it's so distracting. I haven't quite figured out, the thing I haven't quite figured out yet is I know I can select different audio interfaces, but I haven't quite worked out the correct way of piping audio to two different audio to two different outputs yet. But I'm pretty sure, even if it's not already built into the framework, that I can like modify it so it can. Anyway, it's all about remote I/O, audio I/O, remote inputs I/O units. Anyway, right. So what am I going to say? So the first thing, so before we set our main camera, let's just talk about what this is. CueCam Presenter has Can I make this so that I can zoom in the Mac? Yeah, maybe I can do this. Oh no, it's not going to let me. I'm not going to be able to zoom in on this. Maybe if I go, sorry, I want to be able to zoom in, but I don't have a good way of doing it on a shared camera yet. So if we go to accessibility, maybe. The trouble is I've got the accessibility zoom set up. Yeah, use trackpad, gesture, use modifier key. Yeah, let's use a modifier key. Use scroll gesture with modifier key? No, that's going to be the wrong one. Can I use keyboard shortcuts to zoom? Zoom style. Let's see. Right. Cyprian says the crackling is not annoying. That's good to hear. I'm just like I've got like zooming set up on my main Mac, so I'm just wondering if I turn it off on my main Mac, will it go? So I'm using a screen share. I'm using a virtual desktop, like a VNC. What's the word I want? Screen sharing on Mac. But if I go to accessibility and turn off zoom on here, will it let me do it? No, it's not going to let me do it here. Okay. What was that short? It gave me a shortcut key there, didn't it? Let's try that. Oh, unless I can just go view, zoom in. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to go on my Mac. Bear with me a moment. I'm just going to set keyboard shortcuts in screen sharing to zoom in and zoom out. So, except will that work? I don't know. I'll just click the magnifying glass. Right. How does CueCam? And that won't zoom in because that's. Sorry. It's Command Shift equals Command Shift. So it's this. Okay, so we can zoom in like that. Okay, all right. Okay, let's come back to this and just see who's saying things. Now, with CueCam Presenter, you get a virtual camera which you can select in your Zoom call. So you get this virtual camera. So the first thing you do is like install all the stuff, plug it in, and now on your calls you're using CueCam's camera instead of your normal camera. And what that means is we can start adding things into that camera feed that otherwise would take a lot more configuration to do. And now you can be, do I have Zoom on this? Sorry, I'm using this different Mac. Yeah, so let's say we fire up Zoom on here and we go to, I don't know, let's just go like new meeting. I'm not, I don't want to, can I just go new meeting without having to sign up? Back, join a meeting. Okay. In Zoom, so you're on your call in Zoom, but now when you've got your call here, at all times, you've got this little menu here, which is CueCam's. Oh, let's try and. Oh, Apple's got some bugs in its screen mirroring code where the pointers don't line up. So this is your dashboard. And things you do up in this dashboard will affect what the other person sees on the Zoom call. So this is like your instant access to do stuff. And you see at the top we've got this is like the big pink button. This is for like navigating through your deck. But if you're not running a deck, like you don't have to be running a deck. You can be using these buttons down here to do things. So the first thing that you might want to do, and that we're doing here, is change your main camera. So this is actually like, let's just come back out to a normal zoom. We can sort of see our preview, and you see I've got my iPhone running as a second camera. It's not quite as well framed. It's got some stuff. We're doing a bit of face follow, but this is what the other person on your call is going to see. And so you should set your main camera to be like, this is my main camera. This is the one that I use to talk to you. This is the one that so this is sort of going to be whatever the webcam that you like using the most is for talking to people. So it's really easy to just change your main camera. You just click and you see, the dashboard is available within CueCam. here or in the menu up here. So I'll show you how to do it down here because I don't have to keep like opening and closing a menu, but you can see you can quickly access that from anywhere on your Mac there. But yeah, although the only thing with this is I don't like how jittery this video feed is at the moment. There's some more bugs for me to solve. So to change your main camera, which you'll usually only do once, you can just select it from, there's a little X here on the right. You can just select your main camera and just sort of set that once. Now there are some, once you've done it, you can actually get like, does that work? Yeah. There are ways to modify your main camera, which exist in the sidebar, but for now, the first thing you're going to do is select your main camera. If you want to use Shoot as your main camera, you're just going to go and launch Shoot on a phone. So I've got it running on this phone here, and you see that. I'll show you the back of it maybe on the big camera. So Shoot is here. It's running on a phone, and once it's running, once it's on the same network, it's just going to appear in this drop-down menu on the right here. So really all you should have to do is fire up Shoot, do the drop-down. If you have a CueCam license, even if you haven't paid for Shoot separately, it will be fully unlocked. Like all the features of Shoot will be unlocked once it's connected to CueCam. So that's just part of how this all works. You don't have to buy Shoot separately. You just get it, download it for free from the App Store, and it's just included in your CueCam license. So you can use any phone as your webcam just directly. And you get some advantages with that. If you don't have other equipment, you can actually see the program feed in there. This is like, I kind of want to almost use my my nicer camera just so that what we're seeing, like I'm gonna get my iPhone 13 because the iPhone 13 seems to be much better for this stuff than the XR, which I still have. I think it's struggling a bit with the network stuff. But if I launch Shoot on my iPhone 13, put it in the same stand, then we should be able to select that here. And like if in doubt with any of this stuff, if it doesn't like immediately work, the first thing to do is like just try quitting Shoot on the phone just to sort of see if you can get it. Trouble is I'm running I think I have a slightly unusual setup because I've got two computers running CueCam right now. So maybe it doesn't like show up straight away, but if we just come back into CueCam, then hopefully the second time we will, yeah, so there we go. Michael's iPhone 13 Pro. So hopefully this is a slightly better signal, although I have managed to position it so that it is behind my microphone arm. And the advantages of using that's still choppy. Is it choppy? Let me see if that's choppy. It's a little bit. We'll fix that. I think it's sending it to two places maybe. So that's your main camera. To use it with Shoot, select it. Let me know if it's not perfect, right? Just because there may be things I can do. For instance, I think I'm just going to plug it in. If I have one to hand, I'm going to use a cable just to try and get a slightly more stable connection. So let's just do that. Also, that I've got 10% battery. So see what happens. I'm gonna see if it's probably gonna like, okay, allow, okay, trust. Oh no, it's doing continuity camera, disconnect. I do by default like try not to bring up continuity camera, to be honest. So let's. Oh, do you know what? I've just realised I've got my lighting was all wrong. Okay, this should now, yeah, okay, Shoot on Michael's iPhone 13 Pro. Okay, so hopefully this is going to be a bit nicer, but it's also going to have my microphone boom in it. Um, so that's how you can select shoot as your main camera. And that should just work. And if it doesn't, tell me what phone you've got, tell me what your network setup is, tell me if you're connecting over USB, and let's just get to the bottom of it, figure out what's going on. I know Jeff has been feeding back about an iPhone 12. I think we made some little progress, but now I got stuck into the audio engine stuff. So I just really want to get that audio stuff right, and then we'll kind of like make sure that the older phones are better supported. But you see, this looks pretty good on the iPhone 13, doesn't it? Like I think like I did a lot of streams on this, and I felt like it was pretty usable. So, and all I was going to say was, with Shoot as your main camera, you can also send out your program feed back to the phone. You can see the teleprompter on there. You get other bonuses for using Shoot as your main camera. If you're on your Zoom call, where is this? Yeah, if you're on a Zoom call and you just want to say like "be right back" kind of thing, or you just want to like turn off your main camera, you can just hit this button and it will hide your famous last words. It should hide your main camera. Maybe on Shoot there's a bug. I know it works if I do it on this one. Yeah, so that hides. See, so I can like hide my main camera pretty easily, but I guess for Shoot I need to fix a bug there. I love discovering bugs on stream every week. This is like one of the good things about doing a stream every week is like you come up against different problems when you're using something in earnest to when you're just like working on it. So it's really useful for me, but it's probably like not the best experience for you. But anyway, what we can do here is we can either just make it go black, or you could also why is this not showing the you could also set a "be right back" message. So I'm going to do this the easiest way I can do it because I didn't prepare enough for this. By going, okay, let's say that we want our "be right back" picture to be like this background, maybe. So I'm just going to take a quick picture of that. Now I have that on my desktop. And now if I go into my camera on the side and I select Shoot here, I can change the background image. So if I just drag a background image on there, now when I hide the camera, it's going to be that. And if there wasn't a bug, it would just be that. If I was connected to a hardware camera, so I can like show you the same thing. Let's say I wanted my background. I'll show you it for this camera. I'll do the same thing. So I'll open up the sidebar. I will find my USB video camera. I will drag a background image in, and you see that's like it's also my background image here. But now if I just press this Control Shift D in eCam by accident. I hope I haven't just like turned something off. Now when I hide my camera with the button, it's going to go to let's turn off the share. Yeah, it's going to go to this like picture. Okay, imagine that worked. Right, there we go. Went to the picture and then you can bring yourself back. So again, that's how it's supposed to work. Right, what's next? Right, we're back to CueCam. Say you want to quickly share your desktop. So I'll bring it back to here. By the way, we're talking about the dashboard. But yeah, what that was about. Oh, Duet just crashed. So it's not just my stuff that crashes. Duet just crashed in my teleprompter. If you want to share your desktop, all you got to do is hit this button here, the share button. By default, that just shares your default desktop. So if I hit share, now I'm sharing my desktop. We are going to get an infinite mirror thing, but So usually you can set which your default desktop is by picking a different display. Usually you'd have more than one display plugged in. But yeah, to share a desktop, just click that button and it's going to be shared. So that is much easier, I think you'll agree, than spending 5 minutes mucking about with it with someone on ask if you haven't got permissions, or like you got to find the button, you're not familiar with the thing. Like this, you just hit the button. You can switch between Zoom. It's good because you can be you can be either in Zoom or Teams or whatever you're in, and you don't have to like remember the controls for the, because we all switch between these things, but you don't have to like remember the thing for the different app. You can just like press your Stream Deck or go to the menu and press it. Like it's the same place for every app. So I think that's sort of a useful thing to have. I'm just going to remove that interim image that I had there quickly. So the next thing, yeah, and then so the way CueCam thinks about this is there's a default desktop that you're going to share. So output like would be it'd be view. It's one of these output. Oh, in present, you've got shared desktop and you've got a list of things. So if I show you what this looks like on my like big boy setup by sort of going up to the menu a bit. So you're going to be able to see this hopefully. Let me just hide that. So we've got present, share desktop. Now I have 3 different options here. It's not showing you that window for whatever reason. Shared desktop. Yeah, I'm seeing 3 different windows here, but if I clicked here, I'd also see 3 different displays here. I just move this over to the side. I'll see 3 different displays. Why is it refusing to show like the rightmost display when I try and share it? There should be, oh wait, no, we need that. We're going to go dashboard, share, displays, and I'm just going to try and move this across so you can see it. We're going to get there. Yeah, okay, so now you can see display. So this is your default display, the one at the top. But if you select one of these, then that will become your default display, and then that will be what happens when you click the button. So, I've been talking as well, we're thinking about being able to change what that default display share is as well, if you had different preferences. But for now, it's going to share your default desktop. So the next thing we're going to talk about is how to quickly share a picture from your computer. Now, just imagine, I was on a call with my, I don't know, like I'm on a lot of calls and someone wants to share a picture and they go, "Oh, let me show you this," and I'm like, and they you don't know how to do it, do you? Like you're kind of, it's when I'm talking to my parents, they text it to me on WhatsApp most of the time. I'm like, yeah, just send it on WhatsApp, because it's so sort of mystifying how to get a picture onto your webcam. But wouldn't it be a better experience if you could just like show the picture directly in your webcam feed? So what I have not done is prepared a picture. So let's like find a cute kitten. This is the internet. Let's just grab. Oh God, get out of here, Google. Let's just. I wrote a cute kitten. Let's just steal a picture from the internet, and then go. Wow, look at this cute kitten. What do you need to do to share that? Well, oh, you didn't see me doing that. Yeah, so I just downloaded a picture of a kitten from the internet. What do you need to do to share that? Well, drag it on, and now we've got a cute kitten. Shared. God. And there it is. And you can just show that to the person you're talking to, no problems. And get rid of it with this button. And of course, you can do the same thing from up here. Share image. It's going to go to your desktop. Oh, look, and you see what I've done. Oh, wait, desktop. Yeah, I've got that JPEG. Grab it, share, and there it is. Like I've shared the thing. And you can like drag it, and you can zoom in. And if you're using Video Pencil, you can. Is this going to work? What are you seeing? Yeah, we can draw on it. Look at its eye. Look at its eye. So like, this is sort of indirect, but yeah, it's easy to sort of throw something up and draw. So you can imagine how useful that would be to just be able to throw a picture up into your webcam, just quickly draw on it, no issues. Uh, I'm just noticing a couple of comments. I see Cyprian says that, yeah, the hide. So yeah, the hide thing, yeah, we need to make sure that that works. Yeah, sharing pictures is such a killer application for CueCam, says Cyprian. Yeah, it is. It's just annoying, isn't it? Like, why is it so difficult? Um, and it's just such a small thing in some ways. Yeah, but being able to share, being able to draw on it as well is a bonus. Like, that's just really useful. Going, look, there it is, kitten. And we're in business. We don't have to muck about. The next thing I'm going to talk about is sharing videos. Do you know? I have to say, I've had an idea for a new user interface, an update to the CueCam user interface, which would allow much easier multi-editing of cards, because I changed my um that's okay, so it doesn't like I've got something. Yeah. So yeah, like so I kind of want to go from the pop-up to, because at the moment you click on a, when you click on the thing, it's a um when you click on a card in CueCam, it's this business. But I think I'd quite like it to be like a sidebar on the other side. Maybe it could even line up with the dash. Oh, that would be quite nice. And then the card would go, and then we'd have um I could sort of put I could sort of put these vertically and just sort of have whichever one of these you've selected, so you can sort of always see the slide, and you're not kind of like, but what it would mean is you could sort of multi-select. So at the moment, like, you can multi-select cards and change the layout of multiple cards at once, but like today I needed to change the camera of multiple cards, and I just couldn't do it. It's a bit annoying, but anyway, I'm already having ideas for the next iteration of the user interface of it, but let's make sure all this stuff works before we start doing that. Anyway, let's say we want to share a video. First, let's get rid of this kitten. How do you share a video? Well, assume I really should have put more videos on this other computer. Let's go. I'm just going to go to my clips. I find clips something I use all the time, and I don't know about you, is I use AirDrop all the time. And it's great. Okay, here's a picture. So I'm just going to send a video via AirDrop over to my Mac, which is a bit annoying because it doesn't tell you the name of the computer that you're sending it to. So this should appear on here. Yeah, okay, we're receiving a video. So you see, I've got this video now, and I want to share it with the person I'm talking to. What do I need to do? Drag it into the window. There it is. Now my video has been replaced by this. I can be picture in picture. You see I'm still in the corner down here. If you see here, and we can control the video playback right here and sort of bring it backwards and forwards. And so if you've got a video you want to show, you can actually zoom. Can you? No, you can't zoom in on that. There's some zooming stuff that I want to make it all work identically across all the different types of things, but you don't even know how complicated it is to make transforms work. It's pretty annoying. Anyway, so you can either drag it straight into the CueCam window if you've got a document open, or if you're in Zoom and you just want to do it via the menu, just go share. Well, I think you can actually, like, no, that's a bit hard. You can just go share video and like grab it from your desktop that way and share it that way. So you've got a couple of options. If you don't want to switch to CueCam, if you're not running through a CueCam thing, you can just use that menu up there and do it. I see Jeff says, is that zoom in out thing you just showed intended to be saved with the preset file? Seems to revert back to a small size. I'm not very good with saving. I'm not saving transforms yet, and I probably should be. So yeah, there's loads of these. Like, once I get the audio stuff, I'm going to be able to spend a lot more time on these little niceties and making sure that's all kind of works as expected. But yeah, the idea is, I think it would be useful to be able to zoom into it. What I really want to do is, a card is maybe zoomed into your desk into a screen share, and then you switch to the next card and it can like zoom out a bit and zoom to a different part of your screen and like sort of pan out to a different part of your screen. I would love to be able to just go, and here's the menu, whoop, pad up to the menu, whoop, you know, show this, come down here, cameras, be able to sort of like have some different like zoom levels saved. Yeah, this is, and just have those on the cards. I think that would be awesome, and it's something it would definitely make my life easier as well. So the next thing we'll talk about, how do you share a YouTube video? So let's clear out this share, and I will show you how to share YouTube. So the first step with sharing YouTube is you're going to need the CueCam virtual mic for this. So for all the other things, all you need is the virtual camera, the camera extension. But if you're going to share a YouTube video, then you are going to need the virtual mic. You're going to have to sort of move on to that. And that's going to be a no-brainer after I've made these last changes and there's no risk of crackling or weirdness. And the delay calculator doesn't crash, and you know, like even having the delay calculator working again is wonderful as well. Like I'm really excited to be able to show that off again. But yeah, how do we share a YouTube video? Well, step one is just make sure in Zoom that you're using CueCam audio. So if we just sort of on this computer, we find Zoom, go to preferences, go to audio, and you're just going to make sure you've got CueCam audio selected in Zoom, and that's going to give you the audio. So that's going to basically now mix in your microphone with whatever else we want to share, which is great. Like also with that last video we shared, if that had sound, that would now come through. For YouTube, let's go to youtube.com. Like, let me just do this while in aside. Just I'm not quite sure what's going to come up on my YouTube. Yes, I'm not signed in. Should I try and sign in? See what happens. I think it's going to make me confirm on my phone. So let me just do that. Signing into YouTube. I definitely could have done this already. Yes, it's me. And come back to here. Hopefully yeah, shoot is still connected. Yay! I exited out and came back. Right. So if I go into, I don't know, should we go to my YouTube channel? My channel. So we find a video. Making music I made 25 years ago on my thing. Here's me. So all we're going to do, I'm going to put it in theatre mode. All we're going to do is come into CueCam. Here, share again. So all this stuff is with the share menu. Share, I would go probably apps, Safari for this. But you can also go Windows. If you want to make sure it's definitely got the right window and it's not going to show any other window, then you can select the specific window. But if you just want to share an app, you can just share Safari. Now we're sharing Safari. But as well as sharing the video, because you know you can share your like this is a bit annoying when we're well you see I'm actually sharing Safari, but my CueCam window is actually over the top of it right now on my Mac. Oh, you can see that actually. Wait. Oh no, yeah, you can see the CueCam window is over the top of it, but actually inside that preview, you see there's no CueCam window. It's just the Safari window. So that's sort of like, that's the handy thing there. So what we can do, oh no, I pressed the wrong clear button. I meant clear drawing. Hey Lorenzo, let's come back to my share. Right, so you see, you know, so we can see through my screen share that this is over the top. We can see in the actual what our audience is seeing. It's just the Safari window, and if we drag that a bit wider, just to make, so you just sort of want to make the window the right aspect ratio for the share. I think that might be a bit. I think that's anyway. So here's my YouTube window, and now if I'm playing this now, you're going to see we've got the video coming through, but we've also got the audio coming through. So down here is your little Safari mixer, and you can just like click on there. You get your little thing, and you can sort of change the levels there. Um, and sort of see, no, that's not, now that's in the blue, but like you could see it was a bit hot before. So just, it's going to keep you kind of around minus 23 lufs, which is a good way of, a good level to be. And it's going to sort of go into the red if you're like above minus 14 kind of thing. But yeah, visually you can tell if you're too loud, which I think is really useful. But yeah, so it's as simple as that to just share a YouTube video. All we did was shared our Safari window, and we got the sound as well. And now we can just be here, and we can like pause it, and we can go, oh, what's this? It's my Amiga. Remember when we had an Amiga? Wasn't that fun? Look, it's oh, let's I'm going to play that for a moment longer, so you can see Octamed. Oh, I just clicked on the wrong thing. So I'm doing this via Octamed. Is fun anyway. Look. Anyway, this is how I made music. Oh, the fun story with that. I I had this old mouse that didn't work anymore, and I was just able to take a standard micro switch and solder it in and replace the old one, and it worked again. Imagine trying to do that with a magic mouse. Anyway, so that's how you share a YouTube video. If you caught that, again, just share the window. You'll get the sound as well. So how awesome is that? And you can draw on it with Video Pencil. So don't know about you, but that's a lot of possibilities right there. Just being able to quickly share a YouTube video with sound on Zoom. Like, remember, if you don't want Zoom to crush the audio, just make sure you've got original sound for musicians turned on if you want to sort of actually make sure it doesn't get sort of speech isolated. But yeah, you can step through that video, you can draw on it, have your little picture in picture, and like just sort of integrate it in with your conversation without having to do any weird configuration stuff. It's just select the window, there it is. So that's that. Next thing we'll talk about, let's get rid of this Safari window and let us talk about how do we add text. So sometimes you're in the middle of a conversation, you just want to tell someone something, and maybe it's like a bit ambiguous. Said out loud, just click in text. It's PS AX grep. Wow, we seem to. I think a couple of these things I have fixed on my build. Hold on. Let's try that again. Okay, there's no longer any cat, but also we are not seeing. Oh no, because we're in a side. Okay. Hold on. Let's just come back to it. Adding text. Here's my window, and I just want to go, hello, here is my text. So that's just going to appear right here. And so if you did have some, like a web link or something that you just wanted to put up, you can just do that. Or if like I did it the other day, someone was like, someone told me an email address, and I was like, I'll zoom in a bit on that. And I was like, I just wanted to confirm that I had it right. So I was like, sort of like Dave dot whatever at somewhere.com, and I was just able to throw that on the screen and say, hey, is this definitely the right email? Yeah, and then they can see straight away, and there's no ambiguity, and you're not like context switching like into chat, or oh, can you find the chat window and all that kind of thing. So you can just quickly throw up some text, maybe at the end of a call. Don't forget as well, another way of putting text on the webcam is with Video Pencil, where you can use live titles and just go hello, which is more for stuff that you can speak out loud. I think the typing text is good for stuff that needs to be precise and you just want to put it down the bottom. But if you want to sort of add annotations to drawings, you can say, this is the, if we want to say where the dashboard is, we can say the dashboard, and that's now going to just be there. We can like take that in Video Pencil. We can move things around. If it plays with me, I can sort of move that text around and make it Maybe make it dashboard. Wait, dashboard. And we can change the color. Wow. You know, we can sort of like add text like that as well, just using Video Pencil Anywhere. And so you've got your sort of expressive mode of adding text, but then you've also got your little, and don't forget, you know, this is up here as well. So um I mean this, you know, we can do all that kind of stuff. Um so what next? So just one more thing to talk about aside 3D. That's the fourth button, but it's a really cool button to have because what it lets you do is while you're sharing something, say your desktop, or like say that Safari window. Let's go back to that. Let's let's say we're going to share the preview window, shall we? So if we're in here and we go to here, let's share. I think, yeah, the preview app. So we're sharing an app and we're sort of in mid-flow and we don't want to like exit that status. So instead of just removing it, we can just set it aside for the moment and bring up our big camera. So that's what the aside 3D thing is. Like you maybe you're sharing like your Firefox window or whatever, or your picture of a kitten, whatever you're sharing. It's an opportunity to just like kind of come back onto your main camera. It's quite cool that people can see what you're doing as well in that other window, like down here. They can see that you've got your little aside, you know, you've got some stuff going on. And then, or they can see that you're getting something ready, and then you just like bring it up. I just did it on the big one. And sort of like switch in and out of it without sort of having to like set it up again or lose context or anything like that. So you can do that obviously from the menu as well. And with all these things, you know, this is definitely something that you'll want to set up a keyboard shortcut for, so that you can just, or a Stream Deck button for, so that you can just sort of whenever you're talking, just bring it in and out. So yes, I think that concludes our tour of the dashboard in CueCam Presenter. So I will look out for questions, but if there aren't any, then I will possibly wind down. Oh, we've been on for 50 minutes. Yeah, we're definitely going to wind down. Right, we're going to finish the session. So with all this, how do you get this? CueCam-presenter.com. Download it for free. So you can use all this for free. And the only downside, like you can use the dashboard for free that I've just shown you there. There's no watermark or anything. All you've got to do is like download it from the website, and you actually get all of this for actual free. And the only limitation is the only limitation is that you get limited like 3 cards. I may throw in a watermark. You know, don't sue me if I throw in a watermark, but part of me doesn't want to do that because I do want, if you've bought Video Pencil, for you to just be able to install CueCam and get what you used to get through Video Pencil Camera. So probably I won't be adding a watermark. So you can just get the dashboard for free. So all the stuff I've shown you, CueCam-presenter.com, go and download it. You can use it right now. Like that, there's no limitations on that. So just type that in or search for it. So Bet conference is next week. So I'm going to be down in London next week. So Wednesday evening, I am going to be. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this session next week because at best I'll be in a hotel room. At worst I'll be, well, I think probably I'm not going to be able to do it next week. I may check in like on my phone or something, but I don't think there will be a stream because I'm going to be in a hotel room in Stratford. I have no idea what the Wi-Fi is going to be like. I have no idea if I'm going to have the bandwidth to kind of prepare for this when I'm going to be at like a conference all day. So I'm hoping though that I can. If you know anyone that's going to be there, or if you're going to be there, or anything like, or if there's some people you think I should talk to, please drop me an email. Please jump into Discord. Just give me a shout. Just let me know. So that's going to be my week next week, and that's really all about learning. Am I going to be able to get this into universities, or do I have to just focus on like startups and people who have their own computers? So yeah, so squares.tv/discord is how you get help and support, hopefully, when I'm asleep. And also, it's growing, and we're getting to the point where other people can help you out. So this week, I'm going to show you a little song that I made 2019. There's a video. Maybe am I going to be able to show this? What I'm going to do is find. I have got my clips. MF video. I just want to show you what's under this because I know you're a fairly technical gang. So on my YouTube, I'm going to do a CueCam presenter and drag this video onto my stream, but I am going to, oh no, it needs to be downloaded. It's 762 megabytes. Let's share the YouTube window. Let's find it. YouTube.com, my channel. We're looking for leaving the laptop. Wait, I'll share this window with you. I'll show you. This is all very worthwhile. I'm sure you will inevitably agree. So this is my channel. I'm looking for leaving the laptop. And there's a video which is, where is it? How I make these. Explaining my live music visuals rig to Barry. So this is, I have made a whole video on how this works. But I have this, let's see if I can find some frames. So I had this Euro rack rig, and this is a turntable thing that is synchronized to the tempo of whatever clock signal's coming in. And there's some audio stuff coming through, and basically this whole sort of rig, I take you through it basically, like how I render it, but this is sort of the visualization of it all. And I explain that all to Barry. Point is, I made these sort of like this live vignette rig, but this thing you're about to see, it's just me putting these, Sharon knitted me some little crochet mushrooms and put some magnets in them. So I put some magnets on this little turntable-y thing, and it's going around when I play the music, but I'm playing the music live and singing through a thing that gives me a voice harmony and kind of making up the words as I go along. And sort of this is what came out of it. So I hope you enjoy it. And this is what's going to play us out. Thanks everyone for watching today. Thanks everyone for joining. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your attendance. And this is on my Instagram. Here's a little song. Clicking, isn't it? You're not hearing it. Is it quiet? You should really try to let the prickly exterior down. Okay, we have a in-progress audio engine. I thought that worked. I am very much between audio engines. I'm surprised that didn't work though, because I thought I tested it and I thought it worked. Oh, okay. Because I can hear it. That's the weird thing, which I thought I was getting the CueCam feed. Okay. I mean, don't forget that you're on a different thing to me as well. So like I'm on some brand new crazy stuff. John, sorry, I'm talking to John, who is in a win. Oh, sorry, guys, I got confused. All right, let's do it. I got distracted by John on Zoom. who can't hear it because I had original sound for musicians on not switched on Zoom. And so then I panicked and I thought it wasn't coming through because I couldn't see the level meter, but I forgot that I haven't wired up the level meter in CueCam yet in the new audio, so I wouldn't see it. Let's try that again. All right. Cheers, guys. See you next week.